Why does Progressive work hard for truckers? Because truckers unite the world. They unite kids with their first drum sets and parents with earplugs. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bitch Bible Podcast, spreading joy since 2013. I'm so sorry if you're watching the video again. I'm sorry. I can't get this room together. I can't get it together. I need to. It's arbitrarily the most important aesthetic room in the house because this is where I record, but Andrew has left me for dead. He's in London. I'm solo parenting and I'm fucking over it. Jackie, how long has it been? Thank you so much for asking. 36 hours and I'm ready to torch the house. Firstly, if you're wondering why I'm all dressed up with a pink sweater draped on my shoulders, it's because I'm about to go to a headstone unveiling. So, woo, dreams do come true on a Friday. 3 days ago, approximately, I would say 63 hours ago, my weave was removed from my head so that I could touch up my extensions. I feel like all the girlies are going brunette and everyone looks so good. And I go back and forth whether I'm going to jump on the brunette bandwagon, but I'm staying strong with my convictions of self and I have to have blonde hair. You know, blonde, I've done. I likey. I also always kind of have a grown out root, very Inland Empire chic, and I'm not doing it. So in order to maintain a fresh highlight, I'd remove said weave, which was honestly hanging on for dear life. I got a little gust of wind. I took Clyde down to Malibu and it was very windy. And the track of hair on my head took off like a fucking kite on the beach. Okay. Like it was flying out of my fucking head. And I was like, maybe we take a little break. And then I thought, maybe I don't need a weave. I feel like a bald rat. I feel like somebody get me a hunk of Jarlsberg and let's whittle these two front teeth because I am a goddamn rat. Somebody go to Home Depot and get the fucking traps and call the exterminator because Rat Girl is in full effect. I don't know if it's just like the jarring difference between having hair extensions and not having hair extensions like back to back, because I've always felt like I had a nice volume and density to my hair, to my Ashkenazi Jufro. But once you take those extensions out, I was like, what? Excuse me. I look like, what's her face? Miss American Teen Princess from Drop Dead Gorgeous, like being wheeled around on the oxygen tank with 3 pieces of hair. Don't cry out loud. I mean, it's not great. It's not great. And it's not from malnourishment. I'll tell you that much. So just like feeling bald and bitchy this week. And I'd like to crank up the volume. Andy's away. Jackie will play. You know what's so embarrassing? I just got off a FaceTime with Andrew. First of all, he calls too much. I'm just going to say that. Out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? I'm busy. I've got double the workload. You're off gallivanting in London I'm not going to say. He's doing an album and he's gone for a week and then he comes home and then he goes again, leaving me for dead. And what's so annoying is he wants me to come. I'm always invited. He desperately wants Clyde and I to come, but then it's then I got to uproot my whole system. And it just doesn't make sense. You know, it's easier for him to like go do his thing without distraction. And me and Clyde like stick to our routine here. But anytime he FaceTimes me, which is too often for my liking, like he was just at a pub with like all of our friends and like the guys he works with and the artists, whatever. And me and Clyde are on the phone and he refers to Clyde as his little man and then insists on showing everybody Clyde while they're just like trying to have, you know, a cheeky point at the pub, mate. And then he's like, look at my little guy, look at my little man. And they're all like, oh yeah, cute. And I'm like, Andrew, don't be fucking annoying. Nobody wants to FaceTime with your kid except for you. Like, I think he's the second Messiah. I think he's a gift from God. Jesus Christ could never. Okay. Oh, they're going to love that one. Okay. Ticket sales just went down the drain. I literally think he's the second coming of Christ, but like nobody else wants to FaceTime him. And then he refers to him as his little man. And I'm like, why don't you just go buy him a tank top that says sun's out, guns out? Embarrassing. So dorky. Stupid. There's my little guy. Check out the little man. I'm like, nobody wants to. They're having beers. Annoying. And then he also said, oh my God. He also said, I was like, bye, bad reception. It's cold in London, allegedly. And I was like, oh, like, is it nice? And he's like, it's a little, first he says chilly, which made me want to get a staple gun and like just staple my vagina shut forever and ever. Cause I'm like, we don't like disgusting. Unless you're actually talking about chili, which by the way, I made a gorgeous Greek chili as predicted in last week's episode. Unless you're referencing like actual chili, I don't need heterosexual men saying the word chili, like in reference to weather. Gross. He's like, it's a little bit chilly. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever. You'll be working like inside mostly anyways. And he's like, yeah, and it's kind of like nice. Like when it's cold outside, it's like kind of cozy. He said chilly and cozy. And I said, Andrew, I mean this with like barely any love. If you ever say the words cozy and chilly in under 14 seconds again, you will never touch me. Okay, I will divorce you. I will alienate your son from you, parental alienation, and we will never speak again. And he's like, I love you, babe. Say bye to the boys. And I'm like, ugh. I love him, though. I'm going to keep him. I really do think we're going to make it. And if not, I've got this huge rock I could consign, you know, and just kick him out, redo all the bathrooms again. What a dream. I tell him all the time, I'm like, Andrew, you have to understand. You're a great father. You're a great husband, love of my life. But like, if you do anything slightly off key with me, you like, there is a zero tolerance policy in this house. And I just know the type of ass I could pull. Like, I just know it, fluctuating or not, with child or without. Like, I know it. I could make like 2 phone calls and I know, like, I was talking about this with my friend Nicole that I met at the beach, okay, in Santa Barbara a couple weeks ago. We were both talking about how we 100% know that John Mayer would love us. And this is solely based on reading Jessica Simpson's probably ghostwritten autobiography, In This Skin, or I Am Me, or whatever her fucking book was. It's the only book I've read in many, many years. And it stuck with me because there's a lot of information about her and John Mayer's relationship and how he liked to have like overly stimulating conversations, and he's a wordsmith and he likes to tango intellectually. Well, buck up and put your tap shoes on, because John Mayer, I will take you for the ride of your fucking life. Okay. And we just were, me and my new friend Nicole, back and forth. We're like, no, literally, he would be obsessed with us. And honestly, I just know it in my soul. Do I want to date John Mayer? Not particularly, but I just like knowing, like I sleep easy at night knowing that if we met and went on a date, he would be obsessed with me. And I only know this thanks to Jessica Simpson, because I am the antithesis of a Jay Simpson girly. Like, I'm totally the opposite. And I just know that. I just know it. What were we going to talk about? Chilly, cozy, John Mayer, shits on tits. Oh, I have to go to a funeral. I'm going to be back. Sorry. Okay, she took a brief hiatus, but we're back, looking more and more busted as the seconds go on. I got so many DMs because I reposted a video that my friend did last night. I was at a concert in the park, the Queen cover band. It's like right down the street from my house. It's the cutest thing in the entire world. I told you guys a couple episodes ago that I like based my entire tour to be home for these fucking concerts in the park. I just think it's like such a rare thing in Los Angeles to have like a sense of community. Oh my God, I just said the C word. It's only okay in that context. And I got all these fucking DMs like, really, Jackie? Not even a French tuck? Because granted, I don't look incredible, but I'm just wearing like a white t-shirt, jeans, and some Chanel's dad sandals, okay? I'm not busting a look. And imagine how embarrassing it would be for me to be like, I'm going to wear a midi skirt, a sensible cashmere cardigan, and a draped blazer. It's the fucking concert in the park. Clyde is covered in a variety of bodily fluids, dirt, sand, who knows, feces. And I'm going to like bust a Luke at my local neighborhood fucking park to go see a truly tragic Queen cover band. I mean, my ears were bleeding. Thank God Andrew is in a different country because he would have short circuited. Everyone's like, Andrew would have loved this. I'm like, Andrew's ears would have been bleeding. Andrew would have gone into like a full anaphylactic, which by the way, I woke up at like 2 a.m. last night. And I know I talk about this a lot because I need answers and I need them now because I'm so hyper fixated on Bethany Frankel's fish allergy because I don't understand it. I've inquired, I've done research. Let's just break this down, Carrie Matheson Homeland style for 2.5 seconds, okay? So Bethany Frankel has a fish allergy. We know this. It's been well documented. She's been hospitalized, near-death experiences. Tragic, terrible, okay? Not making light of food allergies. But we see her wolfing tuna salad, okay? Because we're told that she has a fish allergy, but she's okay with shellfish. Last time I checked, tuna doesn't have a fucking shell. And last time I checked, when she was hospitalized, when Boston Paul, came to her rescue and she had a full meltdown on season whatever of Roni because she was, nearly taken out by a bonito flake. Jackie, what's a bonito flake? It's commonly found in, Asian cuisine. And this particular bonito flake that almost killed Bethany Frankel was found in a miso soup. A bonito flake is derived from a skipjack tuna. Therefore, her eating tuna salad does not coincide with a near-death experience. And I think about that. I get on a loop because I need clarity. Is tuna the exception to the rule? But if tuna is the exception to the rule, because we know she loves a chicken salad, a tuna salad, an egg salad, any type of a mayonnaise-based salad, which is in fact not a salad, Elle Woods, here she comes. I need clarity on the near-death experience by way of miso soup, by way of bonito flake, which is derived from the skipjack tuna, and cut to 3 days ago, she's having a tuna salad. I can't get off the ride. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, but I am a voice for the voiceless and the careless. Pregnant women are routinely excluded from clinical studies. Many prenatal vitamins aren't even clinically tested, yet they're intended to support one of the most critical phases of human development, which is so crazy to think about because when I was pregnant, I was so nervous about making sure I was properly taking care of myself and bebe Cloyd. And that is why I used Ritual throughout my entire pregnancy. Ritual is closing the gap and aiming to set a new standard in the supplement industry with a groundbreaking 24-week clinical trial for their essential prenatal multivitamin. They're also pushing for more inclusive and comprehensive studies that prioritize women, especially during pregnancy. I loved their essential prenatal multi because not only did I know that I was getting all the nutrients I needed, but it was super gentle on my stomach, even though I'm obviously not currently taking their prenatal. I trust their brand so much. I now take their daily protein supplement every morning. I love it just as much. I've taken Ritual for 7 years now. I love their protein powder. I love their multivitamin. I love their prenatal. I recommend it to everybody. It is what I took. It is what I will take again if I'm looking to give Clyde a little, sister or brother one day. Mother of the Year. Don't settle for less than evidence-based support. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/Bible. Start Ritual or add Essential Prenatal to your subscription today. That is ritual.com/Bible for 25% off. Feeding yourself is difficult enough. Feeding yourself, a husband, and a 2-year-old, Clyde, that eats enough for 14 people has become pretty taxing. And that's why I love Home Chef, okay? If you are dealing with a similar situation, it's probably time to streamline your dinner time, and Home Chef is here to help. So you can choose from over 35 meals and 18 extras per week, including kids-themed special meal kits. Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. So whether you prefer like a classic meal kit with pre-portioned ingredients, quick 30-minute recipes, oven-ready options, microwave meals, or a dedicated family menu, Home Chef has everything you and your family need for hassle-free, delicious dinners, okay? It's fiscally responsible. It's good for the cerebral cortex. It takes the guesswork out of dinner time, okay? Like I said, Home Chef has over 30 options a week and serves a variety of dietary needs. Plus, it's economical. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 50% off. That's 50, okay? And free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. Go to homechef.com/Bible. That is homechef.com/Bible for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/Bible. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. I've had the best weekend despite being just like a solo hands-on mother while Andrew's like gallivanting in a pub in the English countryside or whatever. So yesterday, by the way, the reason I look so busted now, and yesterday at the concert in the park, and I was DMing people, all capitals, being like, fuck you. I didn't post any videos or photos personally from the concert in the park. I had my plastic martini glass. Okay. I had my kid shaking his tits to a very sad rendition of We Are the Champions. I was with my grandparents. I'm being present. I'm in a sad t-shirt with a sad pair of pants and a messy bun, looking like a rat bitch with 4.5 pieces of hair. That entire day before said concert in the park, I went to my friend Chris and Kelly's house, and I just think it's like so big of me because my friend Chris, I really want to name the puppy and have you all DM him because it would be very funny and it would just like really fuck up his week, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save it for his birthday. Because he broke up with me on my 12th birthday, and then he ruined Andrew's birthday a couple years ago because he Postmated cigarettes, and then the delivery person was an estranged cousin I haven't seen, and then there was tears shed. It was a whole fucking thing. And I'm like, wow, you really love to ruin a birthday. So I go over to my friend Chris and Kelly's house. Even though he dumped me when I was 12, I'm like a bigger person and I've just decided to move past it, not hold a grudge. And it was like an impromptu high school reunion, like everybody I went to high school with. And if I can leave you with one lesson, it is if by chance the 3.5 people listening who are still in high school, which is pretty not my demo. I skew like 35 to 45, which is chef's kiss. Like those are my people. But in the off chance that you're still in high school and you're listening to this with like your mom in the car, first of all, you should, give her a kiss because your mother's doing an amazing job enriching the youth. Secondly, don't be a cunt in high school. Don't be a cunt in high school. There's nothing more cliche, embarrassing, pathetic than a bitch that peaks in high school and a bitch that's a cunt in high school. Like, you're too young and unsuccessful and like thin eyebrowed to pull off being a cunt in high school, and it will never serve you well long term. I love running into people that I went to high school with because despite being such a massive cunt now, loud and proud, I like really kept that on the DL in high school. Like, I was not trying to ruffle feathers. I'm like, let's just get through these 4 years, like figure out my hair, get my eyebrows together, and then I'll pop the fuck off looking like a rat bitch troll in my mid-30s in my cute house. You know what I mean? Like, let me just like get some grit to me. Like, let's get my sea legs. My dumb bitch sea legs, and then we'll pop off with a purpose and financial gain. But when you're in high school, be nice to people. Be nice to people because you just never know how life will have its way with you. So you might be the hottest girl in your low-rise denim, okay, a la 11th grade, but you could be as busted as they come 32 with 4 kids, all with the name starting with, R, Rachel, Robert, Ronaldo, and Rebecca. You know what I mean? And like you will live in those golden years and it's just a sad existence. So don't be a cunt. I was with all of these people that I haven't seen in so long, some of which I still keep in touch with, but like people I graduated with, people like just, it was an unofficial high school reunion and I was not prepared. But there is something so grounding and normalizing and like resets all your adrenal glands when you're around people that you've known for 20 fucking years. Like you can't pull off anything. Like you're talking to someone that knew you when you had adhesive headgear. So there's no like hyper flexing. And I'm not like an active participant in like the industry bullshit. Anyone that I have a friendship with, it's like a non-transactional friendship. But like there's a lot of that, which is why I'm so hermity most of the time. And when you can like go to a friend's house and you're with 50 people that have known you for 20 plus years, it's so nice and it's so rare and it's just, I had the best time. I love seeing people that I grew up with. I just love it. I'm like, I can't be that big of an asshole. We all haven't gone that rogue if you can still sit down and like have a beer and connect. You know what I mean? Like people who are like, I don't talk to anyone I went to high school with. Like, ugh, you're a loser or you're a cunt or you're an asshole. You don't have one fucking friend from high school, let alone like 5. If you can't go to dinner, if you can't call up 5 people, unless you were ruthlessly bullied. And also I think there's pause for concern there because maybe it's you, you're the problem, it's you. Maybe we look inward. Unless you were ruthlessly bullied for like something that's out of your control. Like you had mental health issues, you had physical ailments, you had a disease, stuff like that. But if you were just like ruthlessly bullied, I think we use that term a little too loosely these days. Getting roughed up in the wild is good for the soul to a degree. And I worry that, the future generation is going to be too kid gloved, Lady Fingers by Luscious Jackson, cue it up. Because there is a level of grit that is attained by getting jousted by people, by peers. That's just par for the course, I don't want Clyde to get like stuffed in a trash can and called like a faggot or something if, Jesus Cristo answers my prayers and he's a tap dancing homosexual. But, just a little bit of like wear and tear is good, prepares you for life. What was I saying? Oh, you know why? Here's another example of why you don't want to be a cunt in high school. I was at Trader Joe's the other day, okay? And I was buying a gorgeous bottle of Belvedere because I was running low on my supply. I love Belvedere. I would just like to go on record and say that. I think the immediate draw was because it says organic on the bottle. I'm like, organic. I have to drink organic vodka. And I do love a beluga, but sometimes there's a bit of a sting factor and, tariffs, whatever. So I'll pick up a bottle of beluga and pop that bitch in the freezer. And I go to this Trader Joe's all the time. And I ran into someone I went to high school with who like works in the back. So he's not on the floor. Otherwise, like that would have been a very simple solution. So I'm checking out and, I did top up the Botox. So for the first time in about 7 years, someone asked me for my ID and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm changing purses a lot. We don't know. Sometimes I need a shoulder bag. Sometimes Jerica needs her crossbody. We're not sure. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't have my ID. Like, thank you for asking. Like, yes, I did just get an Nefertiti lift and Botox and my roots touched up. And I have 4.5 strands of hair because my weave has gone bye-bye. And they're like, sorry, like we can't sell it to you. And I was getting the shakes. Like I needed to get that bottle of Belvedere. It was 4:48. My nanny was leaving at 5 p.m. So we were in a bit of a time crunch. I didn't have time to go home, get the thing, go back, whatever. And then I had a That's So Raven like aha moment. And I said, is Austin working today? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, I went to high school with him. Can you please PA him to come forward and vouch for my age? And they were like, okay. And they're like, hey, Austin, to register 3. And I was like, Austin, tell them. And if I was a cunt to Austin in high school, guess who wouldn't be walking out the door with a chilled bottle of Belvedere? This dumb bitch, okay? Be nice to people. Be nice to people in high school. Then be a cunt later.
Why does Progressive work hard for truckers? Because truckers unite the world. They unite kids with their first drum sets and parents with earplugs. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Let's get into some pop culture news with Jackie. Okay, first of all, wait, I just have to get this out of my system. Did everyone see J-Lo's Pride performance outfits? There is a labia-defying unitard, okay? Listen, I have a petite vagine, okay? As the best of us do. But even the smallest of vaginas, like that is the slipperiest slope of a unitard I've ever seen. Please go Google it if you have not seen it. She's wearing this like silver, pleather, jewel encrusted unitard that has the diameter of a pencil up in her vagina and her asshole and her grundle. It is hanging on for dear life. Okay. And it's all sheer underneath. And J-Lo's not just standing there with a mic. J-Lo is flipping around. She's doing too much, as we discussed last week. Like, obviously, she doesn't listen to this podcast because I'm like, J-Lo, take the week off. Like, we've got to dial it back. I think it would create such mystery for her and make her like more of a catch to the audience if she just was, once again, more selective with her appearances, with her movies, with her music, with her products. Like, it's pretty textbook, you know, and she really has earned the right to do so. So she's wearing this fucking unitard and she's flipping and she's shimmying and I'm like, this vagina, there is no way that vagina isn't going to come out. Like, it doesn't make biological sense unless she had some form of like a labiaplasty and her vagina is the size of, like, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Now I'm convinced that J-Lo's a robot or she's like a mannequin. Like, how the fuck are you not going to have a slip? How is that happening? Are you taped? Then I started thinking about when I Velcroed my vagina together by way of at-home wax during COVID. And I was like, there's got to be a double stick tape up inside of her right now, keeping that vagina together. Like, are we doing a tuck job? I don't know. But if there was ever a place to tape your vagine, it would be at a Pride performance. And let's unpack that another time. Wait, okay. Hailey Baldwin, what's her name? Hailey Bieber. Why did I say Hailey Baldwin? Oh my God, I'm so progressive. What a feminist. Hailey Bieber sold Rhode to a company, I don't know which one, and for $1 billion. So Hailey Biebs is now a billionaire. She has $1 billion brand. We're so excited for her. Justin Bieber is trying to launch some type of Jane Fonda jazzercise gear. I forget what it's called, but he debuted a pair of Ramona blue latex spandex polyester leggings, 2 days after Hailey Bieber sold her company for $1 billion. And I read somewhere that they don't have a prenup, and I'm worried about it. When I close my eyes and I think about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, I feel like maybe he doesn't treat her right. I did not like that Instagram post about how he divulged that he told her she'd never be on the cover of Vogue. I worry about him. I've said it before. I'm quite worried about the legging launch and all of like the generic inspirational quotes propaganda that we're getting on Instagram. And I don't know if he has the constitution to be married to $1 billion brand kind of bitch. He feels on the fritz, and I'm worried about the financials. Sans prenup. And I just want her to be like treated right. You know, I want Hailey Bieber to be like put on a pedestal. She's so beautiful. I want her to be treated right. She seems like a sweet little soul. And I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. I hope that she gets a postnuptial agreement, or maybe her money is protected because it's in like a separate LLC or something. I get worried. I want her to like invest with, like, maybe she'll invest that in real estate, but then maybe only her name is on the title. I don't know how that goes though. Sans prenup, like it all kind of doesn't matter, does it? But at least he's got his leggings. He looked exactly like, I swear, okay, I see him in this picture of these leggings, and all of a sudden I hear, erase and rewind, cause I've been changing my mind. If you haven't heard the Cardigans, Erase and Rewind, it's on my Chill House playlist. Great song. It's better than Love Fool. You won't hear that hot take anywhere else. The Cardigans, Erase / rewind is better than Love Fool. It was the bop that never was. It's the silent sweeper hit of the Cardigans discography, and you should listen to it. The point of that is that gorgeous, sultry song plays in the soundtrack of Never Been Kissed when fallen angel Lily Sobieski comes to the prom dressed as DNA double helix in a gorgeous blue unitard, and the shade of the spandex and the fit of the spandex are scarily reminiscent to Justin Bieber's soft launch of his Jazzercise clothing line. He's coming out with like weird, like croc adjacent. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. I refuse. I'm taking a stand against celebrity consumer goods. You know what I mean? Like, unless you are Mary-Kate and fucking Ashley dropping the row, I don't think we need another line from you. We certainly don't need like a plastic clog in a bright color with a sock to boot and a matching beanie from Justin Bieber. I'm okay. Thank you so much for trying. Oh my God, speaking of clothing, I totally forgot. I think I get it tomorrow. I have to check my tracking. Alexis Bellino has a Poshmark shop, okay? Sent to me by my cousin Shelby, okay? And there's a lot of listings, all very reasonably priced. And it's the typical Alexis Bellino fare, you know what I mean? You got your band dresses, you've got your polyester rompers, you've got, you know, a wedge sandal, you've got a weird crossbody bag, and quite a bit of men's clothing. A Jean Varvatos extra large polo shirt for $25 that I bought. I also bid on a really busted pair of Christian Louboutin espadrilles because, like, when I close my eyes, that's what I imagine Jesus Jugs wearing, like at, you know, in La Jolla with Jimbo looking for diamond studs. So she launches this Poshmark shop. I don't think there's anything over like $125. And I believe many of the men's items to be John Jansen's. And, you know, what am I going to do with it? I don't know. Probably cut it up and make like rags for Clyde to practice cleaning. I have Clyde using a sponge. Okay. I've taught him to wipe. So I'll give a little spritz, and I have him cleaning countertops. I'm going to work him into cleaning grout lines in the next 6 months. That's my goal. Also, for his second birthday, if you think he's not getting a baby vacuum, you are dead fucking wrong. Dead wrong. So it would be so cute for Clyde to have a fresh set of hand towels by way of John Jansen's John Varvatos $25 polo shirt. There's also like cargo shorts I'm probably going to buy. Like, I just want to buy it all. I just want to have it. Like, I want to have a piece of history. I want to have Jesus Jugs, like lace Shein romper just to hang in my closet and like smell once in a while. I think the total value of the goods on her Poshmark, which is dark. There's something dark about a Poshmark. And I will say, I'm not a Kardashian hater at all. I'm pretty transfixed by them. And I like am pretty benign with my thoughts. You know what? If I could go back in time and like not have written that cunty comment about Kylie Jenner like 10 years ago, making fun of her posing with a chicken wing on the brink of like some Syrian earthquake that like killed 300 people or whatever it was. It was a tsunami. I forget what it was. Another day, another natural disaster. I'm not making light. This is just like too hard to carry the grief. And then she said I was the downfall of our gender. If we didn't have that in our history, I feel like we'd be great friends. She seems fun. Kylie Jenner seems really fucking fun. I like her. I like her whole vibe. I like her, like, kind of not, I wouldn't say demure, because I never want to give like someone a gold star for being demure, because I think that's like just so done. But I just like the way that she navigates being famous at this point. And it seems like she's always having a good time. And I respect and appreciate that. But I think, I think one day, we could bury the hatchet. If her and Jordan Woods can get back together, I mean, certainly I could apologize for making fun of her for posing with a fucking chicken wing. Big goddamn whoop. What was the point of that conversation? The Kardashians. Oh, like they do the Kardashian closet thing where Kim is selling like Birkins and like designer clothes. Like if it's not going to charity, maybe you're a billionaire and we just donate to Dress for Success or something. Like, I just want to make sure that's going to charity, because if it's not, I don't love it. Just like be on the DL, drop it to the real, but we don't need to like publicize the fact that you're trying to like get a buck unless it's for charity. And I'll do some fact checking and report back next week if I'm wrong. Also, can I be a cunt for 3.5 minutes? Carrie Underwood. I went on a deep dive a couple days ago on Instagram because I saw a video on like my explore page of Carrie Underwood doing the American Idol thing. And Carrie Underwood has been in the game a very long time. She's very successful. She's a huge country star. I say this with a sliver of love. She is the worst dressed celebrity of all time. Heidi Klum is devastating, but like we get it. Jessica Simpson, slightly devastating. Camila Cabello, love her like a sister, devastating. Carrie Underwood is a level of devastation that I can't even get into. I think the train of thought is Alexis Bellino and Carrie Underwood. And honestly, Gretchen Rossi, because it's all very synonymous. The difference is that Carrie Underwood is motherfucking Carrie Underwood. She turned her back on the gays, and now they won't touch her with a 10-foot pole, and it fucking shows. These outfits, just Google Carrie Underwood red carpet if you want to have a really good time. She's got legs like you've never seen before, access, resources, and funds. It is unacceptable, and we cannot trust her. We cannot trust her for these decisions that she has made. It is like she has to be fucking with us. It is consistently the worst, as I sit here looking like truly disgusting. Like I crawled out of a Ross Dress for Less and like maybe have a meth den. I don't know. It is so bad. It's so insulting to the retinas. It is, I want to say it's like Macy's core, but I don't want to disrespect Macy's like that. It is like Charlotte Russe, a russet potato, and a kooky aunt had a fucking baby that like beelined it to a Chili's. It's tacky. It makes no sense. It's like campy in all the wrong ways. There's a lot of like a thigh high boot. There's capes. There's embroidery. There's fringe. There's a lot of hair decor. It's terrible. Bows, the shoes, her shoe selections alone could put me into cardiac arrest. Jackie, who cares? Let them. Fuck off. I'm not doing it anymore. I love when the feedback is like, Jackie, really? Who cares? This is my job. I've clocked in. You want to hear some lukewarm takes? You want me to talk about my barbecue with my high school friends for another 30 minutes? I don't fucking think so. Thank you. Oh, there was something else I wanted to say that was so rude, but I can't remember what it was. Rachel Zoe is joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Rachel Zoe is joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Rachel Zoe is joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. People have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I'm excited about this. I think this was a very good casting call. I really want the rest of the cast to be confirmed. I don't know if they're confirmed yet. Is Kyle coming back? Is Dorit coming back? Is Erica coming back? I heard that everybody is returning minus Garcelle, obviously. And then we're adding Rachel Zoe and maybe one other. That's what I've heard. Those are my rumblings. I don't know what's confirmed or not yet, but I think that's a good move. Rachel Zoe obviously was married to her husband, Raj, for like a million years. They announced their separation. We don't have a lot of answers. We don't really know what's going on. Seeing her like single and skinny, oh my God, caftans, run and hide because those girls are fucking coming for you. I think that she's obviously like had such an impact on reality television. She's done it before. Do I think she's going to be overly edited and like play the game? I don't think so. I think she's going to clock in. I do. I think she's waited long enough to not come back to reality television and like hit it soft. I think she's going to go for it. I hope she's going to go for it because we need her to. Okay, wait. Also, can I just say something? Hilaria Baldwin's TikTok is ruining my life. It is so dark. It's trying to be in on the joke, but it's not funny. And then she's got Alec Baldwin like playing a role in her things, and I hate it. And it's so much effort. And also I'm just so baffled by like the tufted like furniture. I don't know why I'm like very triggered by tufted furniture. I don't know why. And all the canvases of all the kiddos. And she's like, call me boss. Like she's like trying to like poke fun of, you know, headlines about her, but in the worst way. And I'm so uncomfortable over it. I'm very uncomfortable. Get a life, Jackie. I just can't do it today. I have one. I'm at the concert in the park in a sensible white t-shirt, getting my asshole ripped apart with an open container of vodka. Bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, some more updates, pop culture updates with Jacqueline Schimmel reporting live from my office. I am, by the way, it's day 5 of solo parenting with a little bit of help, and I am so broken. Like Andrew needs to get his ass back into town. He needs to get his ass back into town. By the way, Clyde, I would just like to say, Clyde is like, I wouldn't say he's well behaved, but I would say he's very happy. Like he doesn't have meltdowns. We're not really like a tantrum type of kid. He's just very happy, very active, very busy. Wait, this is how I know the mercury poisoning has like infiltrated my system. Yesterday, or I'm just like on the fritz of having a mental breakdown. Yesterday, I took Clyde to the farmer's market and I was going to get a matcha latte. I'm waiting inside and there's this mom with probably like a 3 or 4-year-old kid. This kid starts losing his mind. And I always laugh when a child is having a tantrum because, you know, you look at the mom and I feel like it diffuses the situation. If you're like, oh, please, it happens. Like no big. You're laughing. You're not like appalled. You know, with those women, like when your kid's like losing his shit and they look over and they're like judgmental. Those bitches need to get put down and their little headbands. I will fuck you up. So this woman was with 2 of her friends, okay, and all of their kids are having breakfast. So this woman, her 3 or 4-year-old starts losing his mind. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I feel ya. It does take too long to get breakfast. Like I'm trying to like make her not embarrassed. And her friends are like getting a pursed lip. This kid is losing his mind. He's screaming. He's flailing his limbs. He's ripping her hair. He's punching her in the face. Like I'm not a doctor, but I think maybe he might have been like on the spectrum just because he was really really worked up and he was not settling. It was like, so she takes this poor kid outside, you know, removes him from the situation. He is beating the shit out of her, like punching her, hitting her, pulling her hair, and she's trying to restrain him and he's freaking out. And now she's outside. I'm sitting right next to her two friends who immediately start talking shit about her. Okay. And they're like, I told her that she should have put him in those classes. Like they just immediately without fail start judging her because she is like very visibly at her wit's end, embarrassed, upset, like distressed, in pain, like physical pain because this kid is beating the shit out of her. It's not her fault. It's not his fault. I can see, like, I'm standing there waiting for my latte. She's restraining his hands. He's freaking the fuck out. He bites her. Okay. She puts him on the floor. She starts crying. And then I start crying because I feel so badly for her that her cunt friends are talking shit about her. She's doing the best she can. She's clearly having a situation that is breaking her. And all the people in the restaurant are looking at her. And I felt so bad for her. I wanted to just like go and give her a fucking hug. I could cry talking about it now. I had a tear trickle down my goddamn cheek because nobody knows what women go through. And except other women. And to have those women who are her alleged friends talking shit about her 5 feet away while she's doing the best she can at a farmer's market on a Sunday with a kid who struggles, they should be ashamed of themselves. I almost bitched them out, but I just don't have the bandwidth because I have mercury poisoning. That was step 1, okay, of my Sunday. Step 2 of Jackie Schimmel's potential breakdown. I realized I was like going through photos and I was going through like some tour promo stuff. And I used a photo that Max had taken of me. And for whatever reason in that moment, I'm like, maybe I should have given him a heads up that I was using, you know, his photo for tour assets, which is like, Max is my best friend. You know what I mean? Like, do I really need to call him and be like, I'm using the picture you took of me, but like in a weird moment of like, honestly, it's not even being kind or courteous. It's actually insular and narcissistic. Now that I'm away from it, I'm like 24 hours away from this incident. Like, how self-involved to think that Max gives a fuck about my stupid little tour assets. And speaking of stupid little tour, not that it's stupid. All tours are important. Okay. I am dying over the Kristen Cavallari like tour special when she's like, Red Life isn't for everybody. And she's doing 4 shows. Like, calm down. That was me. By the way, I can say that because that was me, my first tour 5 years ago. And if you think that I have not received phone calls from touring comedians, Tim Dillon called me and was like, bitch, you're so dumb. You're going to like 8 places that are like not terrible. Okay. Call me back when you're in buttfuck nowhere sleeping at a Hampton Inn and you do it all over again the next day. Like, simmer down. Heather, same thing. She's like, bitch, I did 700 shows last year. Calm down. Okay. You're staying at the 4 Seasons. Relax, but whatever. And now I'm doing the same thing. Okay. I'm perpetuating a narrative that's not supportive. But anyways, so I text Max and what did I say to him? He was like so thrown off. And then he's done like a full wellness check on me today because he was like, who is this? I said, I realize I never asked you or credited you for my tour asset. I said, I'm a very evolved person now and I'm panicking, but you're not allowed to be mad at me because blank, and then I voiced my blackmail that I have on him. And he said, who is this? And I said, okay, bye. I said, I'm fragile and underslept. He said, you gave my number out on your last tour, so this is fine. I did do that on the last tour. Every single show I gave out his phone number, and then I had people calling him at all hours of the night. Shit got stale. I didn't really have anything prepared. And I was like, wait, you know what'd be so funny? Everybody call Max at 3-minute intervals for the next 3 days and drive him crazy. And then I gave out his number at every single show. So that was fun. So yeah, like in comparison, this is so not a big deal. Anywho, that's what mercury poisoning will do for you. Can we talk about Labubus for a second? I want to say this, okay? And we can use this in the court of law moving forward. I understand the Labubu craze, okay? But I don't understand it, and I will not participate in it. Never, ever, ever will you see me walking down the street with a Bottega and a Labubu. It's not happening. They look like little gremlins. I'm not participating in consumer culture. Did I already talk about this at the beginning of the show? Something about the consumerism really just, I had a That's So Raven moment, and now I'm afraid that I already talked about this. I will not be participating. I will not be participating. Jackie Schimmel is saying no to Labubus. First of all, the dental work, they're like little fucking creatures. They look like little, I don't get it. Like, why are you putting a Labubu on your Birkin? Why are you putting a Labubu on your Birkin? Why are you putting a Labubu on your Birkin? It feels infantilized. It feels like boredom. Like, how bored are you that you need to pursue? And I say this lovingly because I have a lot of friends that are on the Labubu train. Lots of friends. My manager, Dunya, just showed her Labubu on a Zoom call, which, by the way, I just had the time of my life. Shout out to my manager, Dunya. I was like listening in to a call that she was doing on my behalf. And this bitch is a pit bull. I just texted her and I was like, you are so scary. And I love that so much. It was like I got a little taste of Housewives. Like, first thing in the morning, I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm so scared of her now, and I'm proud of her. Cue the trickle of the tear. Again, anyways, what was I saying? So everyone's all about these Labus. I hear about it all day, every day. My friends, people I work with, I'm seeing them. Everyone's trying to get them. I think Jeff Lewis bought me one. I'm not putting it on my bag. I'm not putting it on my bag. Like, we have gone so rogue. Like, how did we lose ourselves that we are now fixated on these little gremlins that we want to hang from our luxury bags? Okay. It's no. Cut to me in October walking around with a Birkin and a Labubu bag. Do you think, okay, I have this like, I know I've also said, like, I would never carry a Birkin. It's disgusting. It's so not cool. It's so not me. Desperately want one. Changed my mind. Done a full 180. Now think it's like a really great financial investment. I've been talking to some people. They're like, I think I could get you in. And I love the hustle. By the way, we've done a 180. Now I want one so bad. Okay, I do. I'm just going to say it. Like, I'll never carry it probably, but like, I want one because then I don't know. Somebody somewhere told me that it's actually like one of the best financial investments because the second you leave the store, it like doubles in value. And if you don't touch it and then you like hold on to it for 20 years, I don't know if any of this is true. But like, now that it's Labubu adjacent, by the way, except way more fucking expensive, which is annoying. But I've always thought that I could talk my way in and out of everything. And I wonder if I have like little to no customer history. If I roll in on my Paris trip come September and I schmooze like a sales associate, I feel like I could get a leather appointment. And this is the burden that I bear. This is my delusional spirit. Like, I feel like I could get one. No prob. Okay. Like, I feel like I could go in there and be like, listen, like I was practicing in the shower today. Like, if I walk in there, like looking cute, but not too cute, white t-shirt, jeans, like concert in the park outfit, which, by the way, I'm wearing my white t-shirt in spirit of that because I don't give a fuck. If I walk in like demure, but like not too demure, just like dressed as myself, you know, like something I would wear, not trying to like appease anyone or hyperflex. And I just walk in there and I say, listen, I know this is probably a long shot, but heart of gold and a jovial spirit. Like, if you knew me, you'd love me and you'd want to help me. What are the chances of this dumb bitch getting a leather appointment? Like, I feel like humor doesn't always translate in Paris for me. Like, it either hits or it really, really misses. But if I sink my Labubu dental work teeth into somebody that gets me, like, maybe I'd be able to finagle one. I'm going to try. We're going to try. But then it's like, what if, oh God, but then like, you got to pull the trigger if you get one, right? I don't know. Oh my God. So Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, we've got some lawsuit updates. I guess they dismissed the case. Hold on. Hey Siri. What's going on with Blake Lively, the lawsuit with Justin Baldoni? I just started using Siri like yesterday. It's changed. It's my whole personality. Siri, we're done. Can you just tell me what's going on with the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case, please? Thank you. Okay, we'll get back to it. Okay. Ooh. Justin Baldoni suffers massive blow in Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, It Ends With Us legal war. I guess they dismissed his $400 million defamation lawsuit against Blake Lively, that alleged extortion and defamation. The judge also dismissed Baldoni's $250 million defamation lawsuit against the New York Times. But the judge did note that Baldoni's legal team can still amend the claims for breach of implied confident and torturous interference with contract. Oh, God, could they simplify this, TMZ? Jesus Christ. The Wayfarer parties have not alleged that Lively is responsible for any statements other than the statements in her CRD complaint, which are privileged. What? I don't get it. Okay, but it's not over, right? Today's opinion is a total victory and a complete vindication for Blake Lively, along with those that Justin Baldoni, I'm not going to read this because we don't get it. Okay, so it's not over though, right? I don't know. Google it yourself. I can't. Like the legal jargon for me, I glaze. I'm just, some things I feel like, here's a perfect example. All the TikToks and all the Instagram reels about the butterfly effect, okay? Which I still don't understand. Like, what do you mean if I hadn't done this that I wouldn't be, like, what? Yeah, it's called consequences. It's called a series of decisions. Like, why does everything have to have a name and a soundtrack? The butterfly effect. What do you mean if I didn't move to Cincinnati that I wouldn't have a golden retriever and the love of my life with these 3 little kiddos? Or forgot this was the whole point. Like, I'm done with it. I don't want to fucking participate. I wanted to like hit you with a hard and nasty like carousel yesterday of cute photos of Clyde in Santa Barbara. And I like sat down and I was like, what am I going to caption this? And then I thought, you know what? No, I'm not giving you a quippy little caption on my Sunday after I just cried at a matcha latte spot over a child having a tantrum. I'm not hitting you with a quirky caption or something like funny and zany. Here's some cute pictures of my fucking kid. Enjoy. For me, okay? I want to immortalize the trip. Now we can write it off. It's simple. Some things are just meant to be simple. You know what I mean? I had to Google what the butterfly effect even was because everyone's talking about it and I don't fucking understand. Okay, the butterfly effect, a concept from chaos theory. Why does everything need a theory? Explains how small changes in initial conditions can lead to large and unpredictable differences in the outcome of a complex system. Essentially, a small action can have a ripple effect causing significant changes down the line. Yeah, duh. Yeah, duh. Yeah, duh. Okay. Well, if I would have left 3.5 minutes earlier, I would have been in a car crash and died, but I didn't. If I didn't miss my plane. Yeah, it's called consequences. It's called cause and effect. Tale as old as time. Yeah, duh. Let's not romanticize dumb shit. And I don't care. I don't understand the butterfly effect. But it's like, I can't even get into it because it's so simple. It's so simple and everything gets so overcomplicated. Oh my Lord. I was going to do like some Ask Jaquiz, but I'm just so exhausted. Anyways, people like okay, I have to go. I did have a spicy tuna on crispy rice 3 days ago, and I've been holding that in, and I'm like so glad to get it out because I do think I've relapsed on the mercury poisoning. Thank you so much for listening. Oh my God. Also, please buy tickets. Clearwater, Fort Lauderdale. I think I'm maybe it's Tampa. I don't really remember. If you live in Florida, buy tickets. I think we're sold out in Boston. I think we're sold out almost in Chicago. New York, there's like 3 tickets left. But please go to thebitchbible.com/tour and get your tickets because it is going to be the time of your life. Thank you so much. Talk next week.